Hi, everybody. Ron Placone here. So recently, Pope Francis criticized the global arms industry, saying that they're an industry of death, saying that they profiteer off of war. And he also said that some really, really powerful people, and of course, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said that some really powerful people stand to benefit from war. And then there's a reason we're such a war-hungry world right now, because a lot of really powerful people want to see war employed. Some pretty serious statements, some pretty legitimate statements, but here's something that's been on my mind. He's right. There are some really powerful people that want to see a lot of war and that are profiteering from it. But you know who else is a very powerful person? You know, another realm that carries a lot of power, being one of the most notable religious figures in the world. That is also something that carries a little bit of power. And Pope Francis, that is you. Look, I was raised Catholic. I do not practice anymore. I don't practice any religion at all. There's a number of reasons for that. We're not going to get into that in this video. Otherwise, this will be a very, very, very long clip. So I want to focus at the task at hand. But the reason I bring this up, I have a lot of friends and family that do still practice, and we see eye to eye on a lot of things, and we have a lot of conversations. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine not too terribly long ago about these very issues. And I said, well, you know, Pope Francis, I think he's taken things in a better direction. He said some things. I like some of the stuff he said, and I have. He has said some pretty cool stuff. And my friend responded to me kind of discouragingly, and he said, yeah, he says nice stuff. That's where it ends. And I think that my friend is absolutely right. Yeah, this Pope has said some really nice things in terms of anti-homophobia, in terms of calling to the poor, in terms of charity, in terms of peace, in terms of a lot of the principles that Christianity is based on. But it begins and ends there. The further action, you usually don't see it. And Pope Francis, you've got a little bit of power in your pocket. It's time to flex a little bit of muscle. Look, I know that Jesus taught, like, hey, pacifism and turn the other cheek, but Jesus also hung out with a lot of poor people and prostitutes and lepers. Jesus was probably not going to be able to predict Republicans. It's time to flex a little bit of muscle. If people are profiteering off of war, if people are being unethical when it comes to war, call them out directly. And if they're members of the church, call that out as well. There are people that claim to be practicing Catholics that have called Pope Francis a radical and a threat and this and that. Call those people out. Look, Catholics believe that the Pope speaks with infallibility. They believe that God, the supreme being, speaks through the Pope. So I guess that they believe, given recent history, that at one point the Pope was a big Sean Hannity fan, then maybe, or excuse me, God was a big Sean Hannity fan, then maybe he took a class and got really into Nietzsche and Marx. I don't know. But either way, that's what Catholics believe. So these people calling this Pope a threat, call them out, Francis. Be like, hey, you don't like it here? You don't have to straight up excommunicate, but bring it up. Clearly, you don't like me. You think I'm a problem, so you really just must not like the church, so you must not want to be here anymore. Call that out. Use that muscle. Call out people directly. Excommunicate Rick Santorum. I just think that'd be appropriate. Just do that. That's not, we don't have to even discuss that one. Just excommunicate him. Be like, you're done. We don't want you here anymore. It's time. If you truly want to move the church in a more progressive direction, it's time to start bringing up these hard issues at the Vatican. It's time to bring up gay rights. It's time to bring up charity. It's time to bring up peace and pacifism and actually addressing warmongers. Now, look, I know there's some people in religion, there's some religious figures that use their power corruptly. They'll tell their congregation that they're going to hell if they don't vote for a certain party or something like that. I'm not encouraging any of that. I'm not saying to go that far. I'm just saying, push a little bit. Right now, you have a lot of muscle to flex, and you're more or less just being a glorified blogger. It's time, Pope Francis. You've said a lot of nice things. It's time to act on them. And if you're just saying these nice things just to say nice things or to try to get maybe more progressive-minded people to join the church or come back to the church, you might as well just stop, because I got to be honest, I don't think that's going to work. This is Ron Placone signing out.